we're talking about the many options for powertrains and infrastructure, and you were saying that yes, only 50 kilometers of road is the cost of that hydrogen infrastructure in Germany.
Well, you hear this quite a lot, that infrastructure for hydrogen is such a huge amount of money.
Yes.
But if you put it in a perspective and in the challenge we're facing today, and it just was recently in the German press, 400 hydrogen stations is the same amount than investing in 50 kilometers of highway.
Yes, yes.
And if you put that in proportion to all the costs we have as a society, if we don't attack climate change. So we have to move, and we have to move fast. And one thing I think we as our company, we think it's clear, there's a place for each kind of energy storage, be it battery, be it hydrogen.
Yes.
Just from the consumer perspective and what we see, what we're used to, a hydrogen vehicle is closer to what we use today, because we jump in the car, we drive 500 kilometers, we refuel within 3 minutes, and we don't have to wait. And there we see a certain disadvantage. Just think about it. You live here in Berlin, so when you go skiing, I rather prefer be there quickly and not stand on a highway and charge for even half an hour.
Oh no, absolutely
to continue.
No.
And the way down, if there are hundreds of battery vehicles, how should we solve this on the highways?
Absolutely.
Because if they all come at the same time. And in this context, we feel hydrogen is therefore answering that question, while in inner city, no doubt, there will be, and the discussions are ongoing here as well, with a blue plate you might have in the future to get access. Batteries have a great purpose here, and like car sharing. Look to Grenoble, we're testing there currently our battery electric vehicles, the iRoad.
Oh right,
and the comms.
Lovely,
So you have to fund it, because electric vehicle can really be fun, but it doesn't have to be big. And then, even today, these little ones, because of the small volume, is not a business proposition where you earn money with, but we have to explore that and try that. And I think the future will be much more diverse than what we're used to in the past, but that's how it is.
That's really interesting. What do you know anything about the 48-volt mild hybrids in your company? The argument is that the traditional car companies can't convert immediately economically to strong hybrids and pure electric for everything, cars, buses, everything, and that a conventional powertrain it will become illegal, but it could be kept legal by having these 48-volt mild hybrid adaptations, so that you then make at least a proportion of your cars for 10 years that have a small lithium-ion battery and the 48-volt system. Is that something of interest?
Obviously, I read also about it. But if you talk to Toyota, and I said, well, I think we have 8.7 million hybrid vehicles on the road, and we can do this profitably. So what you will see from us, you will see many more hybrids in every model range, and we have. I would even have to count how many we have on a global scale. I think we have 30 models or more that already hybrids today. So obviously we look at everything. I don't think that it's such urgency we have to look in, because obviously we come from a different perspective.
I understand,
but being not an engineer, I think it's not my turf where I would go too much with any information, because I would like to ask my colleagues. But as said, we have the experience, we believe in hybrids, and in a way, we're very happy because we're not alone. Because when we started 20 years ago, you know how many people reacted.
Oh, absolutely. No,
are they insane? Why are they doing that?
Absolutely.
I think today it's a reality that we see. We're in the fourth generation of our Prius. We have 3 liter per 100 kilometers, 70 grams. So we're reaching already targets that are coming in the future. And I think this is a clear pathway we took, and we will go along. And the hydrogen vehicle is just one side path of something which we have laid out for many years, because we use the same architecture.
And we've been impressed by the fact that people don't sort of realize that it's all one business, and Toyota's the leader in electric forklifts, I believe, and that's a multi-billion-dollar business. Those are battery vehicles at the moment on lead acid, but fuel cells have been put into forklifts by other people in America, and various people like Jon Heinrich and the rest have offered forklifts with fuel cells, but with no particular success. Do you have a position on fuel cells in forklifts?
Thank you for bringing it up, because it's also something we're currently testing in Japan. So we just started a trial, because Toyota is not only focusing on passenger vehicles like the Mirai, we do it in forklifts. We want to test it and see how the reliability and how with these working devices. We are looking also in buses. So we're having buses in Japan because also Tokyo has made a strong commitment towards hydrogen for the 2020 Olympics, and obviously being a Japanese car manufacturer, we want to contribute to society also in Japan, offering and also passenger vehicles, even forklifts maybe that can help to unload the stuff there. And so Toyota is looking at a wide range of possibilities to utilize basically fuel cells and to move a hydrogen society forward.
Oh, excellent. And Toyota has, I think, a joint venture in aircraft. It's some link to the aircraft industry, and also with boats. I think they make some boats, but they're just conventional boats. But is there any interest in moving sideways with fuel cells and other electric powertrains into aircraft and boats?
I think it would be a little bit premature. So on the aircraft side, obviously also here in Germany, there's a lot of activity. If you look at Airbus in Hamburg, and they're looking obviously as the support functions where a fuel cell could do a great job. And it wouldn't emit, so to say, toxins and all that. And this is the beauty of fuel cell. In our case, yes, we have a boat. That's our recent development, but this is more conventional still, because the key focus is really to get the vehicles on the road. Because where you see the most prominent is on our Mirai, on the buses. And I think we're looking in all, even household solutions, because you're probably familiar. In Japan, we have a plug-in there. Because in a way, here in Central Europe, we live on an island, of luxury to a degree, because we are luckily not hit by devastating situations. And in Japan, with all the situation, just recently it was an earthquake again. A Mirai can supply a house with energy for 1 week. If you have a bus, you can have a communal house heated for a week as well. So you see also that hydrogen, in a way, if you look about energy, can also fill other functions.
Absolutely, yes. Oh, that's really interesting.
So it's even interesting for the US, because if you look, my wife is American, so I travel there quite frequent, and blackouts, how common is this still in the US, which we are not familiar with?
Big problem. They're not coming up with the money, are they?
No, not really.
Well, tell me about China. You own Hino Bus, yes?
We do.
And Hino Bus is not the biggest in buses, but the big market is China, which we're disturbed as observers that the government seems to stir up anti-Japanese sentiment, but it certainly protects its industry. And it's very difficult for bus companies, whether it's Daimler or Toyota or anyone else outside of China, to participate in any meaningful way, isn't it?
It's a little bit difficult for me to say, because I'm not too close to China in that sense. But, I just recently had a chance to talk here to Chinese Minister Wang Gang as he came on the invitation of the Minister of Transport. And you don't feel that. There is a lot of openness, especially when it comes to new technologies, despite that every nation is kind of protecting a local producer. I think this is no question. But what you see in these technologies, we are working all together. Because it is not that bad air stops at the border in China, or it stops here in Germany, where we're more in a central position. And Wang Gang was clearly opening up his doors as well, working with all OEMs. They're currently trying to establish something similar we have here in Germany, the Clean Energy Partnership, where not only the German OEMs, as you see, Toyota, Honda, they are also participating here, are joining in to solve these questions that are still there, because it's a young technology. It just came to the market, and obviously we have to roll out still the infrastructure and all that, and make sure that also the costs come down. So there's a lot of development, and China wants to join in, and I think this is very encouraging to see that Wangang is inviting all to join in and to develop together. Maybe also protecting a little bit the thing, but I think in every nation it's a kind of a national
I understand.
sentiment in a way.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed.
It was a pleasure.
Absolutely intriguing.
Thank you very much.